Good morning, children. Today we will start class 10th math syllabus from chapter number 6, ratio and proportion. So before we start exercise 6a, there are two basic rules which we all have to learn before we go into the exercise. Like suppose if I give you four numbers 8, 16, 4, 8. So if you take the ratio of first two numbers, see it's coming 1 upon 2. And if you take the ratio of next two numbers, it's coming 1 upon 2. So if such thing is happening, we say these four numbers are in proportion. One more example we can take. If I would write 3, 6, 12 and 24. Just take a ratio of first two numbers. 3 upon 6 is coming 1 upon 2 and 12 upon 24 is coming 1 upon 2. So here also these four numbers are in proportion. So we can make one result out of it. If A, B, C, D, these four numbers are in proportion, if it is given to you in advance, so we can say first two numbers ratio is equals to last two numbers ratio. So this one result you'll keep in your mind. Now come to next result. Suppose if I give you three numbers 3, 12 and 48. Just take out the ratio of first two numbers. Is coming 1 by 4. And the last two numbers is again coming 1 by 4. So in this situation, we can say that these three numbers are in continuous proportion. They are in continuous proportion. Or you can say 3 upon 12 equals to 12 upon 48. Or you can say, if you cross multiply, you can say 12 square equals to 3 into 48. So we can make one result out of it. If three numbers A, B, C, they are in continuous proportion, so we can say A upon B equals to B upon C. Or we can say B square equals to AC. So these two results we have to keep in our mind before we solve exercise 6a. Now come to exercise 6a. Question number 1. Let's suppose we are solving third part of the question. 12 ratio x proportion 4 ratio 15. This is the symbol of proportion. It means these four numbers are in proportion. It is given to us in advance. So what is the result? The ratio of first two is equals to ratio of last two numbers. So if you cross multiply them, is coming 4x equals to 12 into 15. Or you can say x is equals to, if you cancel it, is coming, so it's coming 45. So this missing number is 45. So in the same way you can solve the other two parts also. Let's move to question number 2. We are solving question number 2 third part. See what we have to find out. Find the fourth proportional to. They have given first proportion, second proportion, third proportion, and the fourth proportion is not there. So let it be x. So it means these four terms are in proportion. So what is the result? The ratio of first two terms is equals to ratio of last two terms. Okay, so we have to factorize it by splitting the middle term. We have already done in junior classes. So we can do, I'm just straightforward, I'm writing the answer. A minus 3 and a minus in denominator will get a plus 3 and a minus 2. On other side, you can write a minus 3 and a plus 3. So cancel out whatever are possible. You see, these all things are cancelled. So it means x is equals to a plus 3 into a plus 3, or you can say it is a plus 3 whole square. Now come to question number 3. Find the third proportion to. In all the three parts we have to find out the third proportion. So it means we have only three numbers. It means they are talking about continuous proportion, because in continuous proportion we take three numbers only. So let's take third part. A square minus b square, a plus b, and third number is missing, so let it be x. And these three numbers are in continuous proportion, although it is not given in the question. But from this clue we have come to know that these three numbers are in continuous proportion. So a square minus b square upon a plus b, or a plus b upon x. Now factorize it. A minus b, a plus b, and in denominator we have a plus b equals to a plus b upon x. So now if you cancel it, so we are getting x is equals to, cross multiply it, x equals to a plus b upon a minus b. So this is our answer. Now come to question number 5. Question number 4 can be solved as we have solved question number 3. Now what is given in question number 5 first part? These four numbers are in continued proportion. Now just few minutes before I was telling you, when three numbers are there we say they are in continuous proportion. But here they have given four numbers in continuous proportion. So we are going to apply the same result what we have studied. X, 16, 48 and y, they are in continuous proportion. So you will take three numbers only, first three numbers. So apply the rule here. X upon 16 equals to 16 upon 48. Then you can apply the same result on last three numbers. 16 upon 48 equals to 48 upon y. So from first result we get 48 into x is equals to 16 into 16. So don't multiply it because it will be cancelled. You see 16 3s are 48, and you are getting x is equals to 16 by 3. Here 16y equals to 48 into 48. So y equals to 48 into 48 over 16. So 16 3s are 48. So y is coming 144. Let's move to question number 6. What number must be added to these four numbers so that they comes in proportion? It means these numbers are not in proportion. So you will write let the number added be x. So if you add x to all these numbers, they will automatically come in proportion. So now these four numbers are in proportion. So what we have studied? The ratio of first two terms is equals to ratio of last two terms. So cross multiply them. 3 plus x, 10 plus x equals to 5 plus x, 7 plus x. So solve it this other side. Is coming 30 plus 13x x square. 35 plus 12x plus x square. So x square and x square cancel from both the sides. So we are getting x is equals to 5. So it means if you add 5 to all these numbers, they all will be in proportion. If you want to check your answer, add 5 in all these numbers. We get 8, we get 10, we get 12 and we get 15. So just check it out. 8 by 10 is coming 4 by 5 and 12 by 15 is again coming 4 by 5. It means x is equals to 5 is the right answer. Now come to question number 8. Find two numbers such that the mean proportion between them is 14. So we use the word mean proportion only when the numbers are in continuous proportion. So let those numbers be A and B. So we can write A 14 and B, they are in continuous proportion. So what does it mean? We'll apply the same result. A upon 14 equals to 14 upon B, or you can say 14 square equals to AB. So this is the first equation. Now what is written? And the third proportion to them is 112. So now if they are asking third proportion to 112, so it means A, B and the third number you have to take 112. So in the same way, A upon B equals to B upon 112, or you can say B square equals to 112 into A. Now after you solve them simultaneously, you get A equals to 7 and B equals to 28. Let's move to last question of this exercise, question number 12. So they have given two ratios equal and we have to prove A upon B equals to C upon D. And this is very easy to prove. You just have to cross multiply them. So AB plus CD and AB plus CD. So it's coming A square B square, A square D square, C square B square, C square D square equals to AB plus CD whole square. So if you solve this, is coming A square B square plus C square D square plus 2ABCD. Now cut out the terms. This and this will be cancelled, and this will be cancelled. We get A square D square plus C square B square minus 2ABCD equals to 0. And notice it carefully. It is AD minus CB whole square equals to 0, or you can say AD minus CB equals to 0, or you can say AD is equals to CB, or you can say A upon B equals to C upon D. So this is what we have to prove. So today we will do till here only. In my next video we will solve exercise 6B and 6C. Thank you all. Take care.